Lecture 4, Urban Renewal, Memory and Heritage of the City. The term of urban renewal refers to a set of processes that started at the end of the last century as a response to the urban crisis. Urban renewal concentrates many dimensions of urban reality, such as demographic, economic, social-cultural and political. In demographic aspect, urban renewal is a reversal of the process of shrinking cities. It means that cities stopped losing their inhabitants and started attracting new ones as well, which was correlated with transformation of socio-economic reality of cities in the new post-Fordist economy. Post-Fordist economy, which based on creative industries and symbolic economy, has opened a new opportunity for urban development. According to Sharon Zukin, symbolic economy based above all on cultural consumption of values produced by the city, like art, fashion, music, lifestyle, restaurants, clubs, cafes, etc., which makes city much more attractive for new inhabitants. Significant branch of the new economy is tourism, an area in which major changes also took place. Once only accessible to narrow privileged elites, tourism today is a mass phenomenon. It's becoming an important factor stimulating contemporary economy, especially urban economy, because of the nature of modern tourism. For the contemporary tourists searching for original experiences, cities offer much more attractions than isolated resorts. Creative city and creative class. In the new socio-economic reality, important role plays the idea of creative city and creative class. The idea of creative city was developed by Charles Landry at the beginning of the 19th. Creative city based on knowledge and information stimulating development of the creative industries, which generally includes starts up, mass media production, music, game videos, as well as crafts and design. The key role in the new creative economy plays the creative class, described at the beginning of the new century by Richard Florida in his seminal book The Rise of Creative Class. Florida argues that in the contemporary world only cities which are tolerant for a range of people, its ethnic and social diversity, can develop successfully. And this success depends on attracting talented people, including high technology workers. In other words, the city must implement a multicultural approach in a practice which respects and promotes the differences and creativity. Such cities possess low barriers for entry of human capital because they encourage open mind and creative people to settle down. The idea of creative class and creative city have had a major impact on the urban policies in the new century. But it should be stressed that such policies have been criticized for stimulating gentrification, which leads to social and economic inequality, inequalities in cities. Another problem is relating to the phenomenon of over-tourism, also called touristification of cities. When historical identity and heritage of cities has been replaced by thematic parks for tourists, often residents such historical districts are being pushed out by tourists because flats are making of short-term rental tourist apartments. Political subjectivity of city. Cities has always played an important role as a center of economy, politics, culture and pluralism. But position of city in power relation between has been changing during the ages. In ancient time and Middle Ages, the sense of citizenship and loyalty was limited to the city, not to the state. Domination of nation-state at the age of modernity has restricted the subjectivity of the city. Nationalism, stimulating development of nation-states, enforces cultural homogenization and centralization, and consequently limited subjectivity of city. Nowadays, at the age of globalization and European integration, this situation has been changing. At the turn of 20th and 21st century, one could observe significant shift in subjectivity of cities in the global context. It happens at political and economic level as well as socio-economical level. New post-Westphalian order that has been developing has a major impact on urban revival. In the late 20th century, the nation-states, which for 100 years became the main frames of reference, political, culture and economic, has been less significant. As a result of these processes, some scholars, for example Benjamin Barber, regard cities as key actors determining the new international order. Therefore, thanks to growing political and economic power, cities could release themselves from domination of national states and create a new political position in post-Westphalian order. Thanks to a number of processes related to globalization and supranationalization integration, cities have been much more independent from the domination of the structure of national state. In the seminal book, The Global City, Saskia Sassen analyzed the changes in global economy since the early 18th. Sassen pointed out that changes in the functioning of cities have been a massive impact upon both international economy activity and urban form. Thus, a new type of city has appeared. It's a global city. Major cities have emerged as a strategic site not only for the global capital, but also for the formation of transnational communities and identities. Memory and heritage of the city. In recent time, we can observe restoration of local memories and heritage in European cities. Culture and heritage stimulate developing creative industries, which is such important for post-Fordist economy of cities. These restorations, the restoration of cities' memories and heritage, also contributed to strengthening social identities and social capitals. This is especially important in the case of post-industrial cities, which during the time of painful deindustrialization processes had to search for a new development potential. One of the most important factors stimulating the restoration of cities' memory and heritage is the program of European Capital of Culture. The program was established by the European Commission in the middle of 18th and originally was called European City of Culture. The first city which received this status was Athens. In this context, the selection of Athens as the first European capital, the first city of culture, the city-state, which was the cradle of Western civilization, had a symbolic meaning. For over 30 years, many of European cities have celebrated the status of the European Capital of Culture, and for many of them, this program proved important factor stimulating urban renewal processes. One of the best examples of this are Glasgow, Liverpool and Lille. Also in Poland, the competition for European Capital of Culture 2060 provide important factors stimulating urban renewal processes, which was described in the book The European Capital of Culture Effect, how the European Capital of Culture competition changed Polish cities. Symbolic space stores collective memories, values and ideas which provide the framework of reference for processes of creating collective identities. These features are obviously important for European cities, deeply rooted in history, whose symbolic space has been created in a longue durée process. Additionally, in the context of Central and Eastern Europe cities, this feature also fulfill a role of metaphoric bridge connecting European periphery with the core of European civilization. Therefore, the process of regarding cities' memories and heritage could be, of course, under certain conditions, perceived as a process of Europeanization.